not.
She has that pissed off look on her face, like, oh. It was funny, but yeah. So yeah, Miz is the new WWE champion tonight, and I'm only thinking that's going to be probably Miz and McIntyre at WrestleMania. It'd be kind of cool. So we'll see how that goes. See how that plays out with Lashley. That was interesting. But they didn't. You know what? It was interesting. The commentators did not talk about MVP talking to the Miz backstage area. They just didn't say one word about it, which was, I don't know, I didn't like that part, but they went straight to talking about the theme song for the pay-per-view, but they didn't acknowledge the fact that what's MVP talking to Miz about, that kind of thing. So why would Lashley attack Drew McIntyre to help the Miz out? So I'm looking forward to hearing the reasons behind that as well.
Well, Bobby Lashley did tweet after it that he said, "I just finished business." So I'm like, okay, this will be talked about later.
Yeah, it could be a payoff. They'll say, "Oh, he paid us money to go attack Drew McIntyre." Could be that. That's my good thought there. But yeah, I'd like to hear more of the reasons. I said it was like, but they didn't need the commentators. They did not acknowledge that little meeting they had in the backstage area. But it is what it is. That's what Vince told them to do.
Yeah. And we'll see how this all shakes out. I kind of have a feeling that Miz won't have the title past Fastlane, but that's just me.
I mean, unless they're going, I don't know. I don't think that they'll drop the title off him on Fastlane. I don't see it.
I don't think he's going to drop it back to Drew at Fastlane. I think he's going to drop it to somebody else at Fastlane, and that's going to be Drew's opponent at WrestleMania.
I don't. So far, I'm not to disagree with that. But we're going to see what happens. I think it's a good opponent. I don't see Lashley winning it from Miz, so I don't know. But I
don't think it's Lashley. I think Lashley's going to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. My guesses, my top guesses is going to be a returning person. Whether it be maybe Goldberg. It might be Goldberg again. But the other one it could possibly be is the Fiend. But I think Miz is a transition champion, and whoever the title goes to after Miz, that will be who Drew McIntyre faces at WrestleMania. That's just my opinion. I could be very, very wrong about that.
I'll call it wrong and say Miz versus McIntyre probably, but I don't see where the Fiend would need to win the title. He's going to have a storyline or a match.
Again, that's not necessarily like one of my top ones. I actually think it might be Goldberg, if anybody.
Versus Drew McIntyre.
Do it as a do-over for in front of a crowd, but we'll see.
Okay.
Unless Heath returns, beats Miz for the title, and it's Heath versus Drew, because everyone wants to see that. That was a joke. That was a joke. I was not serious.
I'm actually interested now. I say Miz versus McIntyre at WrestleMania. So you can, but your theories are theory. Crazy. But anyways.
I just don't see Miz as a money match at WrestleMania. And trust me, don't get me wrong. I like the Miz. I like the Miz a lot. I thought he should have been champion.
I'm more invested in that.
I would have been. If this was like a year ago, I would absolutely be more behind it. But I'm like, no. You took it from my boy Drew. You can't be doing that. So, but that's just me. I think the timing is not right for Miz to be champion.
I think it's all right. I just saw who else is going. I want to see Goldberg again. Goldberg already had enough.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't mind seeing Miz get the shit speared out of him by Goldberg.
Goldberg versus Miz. No.
At Fastlane.
No. Oh man, two crazy options.
Which is weird. Yeah. Okay, so here's the other part. Wasn't the Miz and Morrison feuding with Bad Bunny and Damian Priest before this? Am I remembering that correctly?
For a short time, yeah. I think, yeah, right? Yeah. It was like, I don't know, it didn't last hardly any time.
So are we? Does that mean we're putting the title on Bad Bunny for Drew to take from?
I wouldn't be surprised.
It'd be Arquette all over again, man. It'd be exactly what Arquette was at that point.
I highly doubt that, but yeah, I know what you mean. It's I mean, who else can really face Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania though? I mean, really legit. I mean, what,
Triple
especially
H,
now, that ain't gonna happen. How would that happen?
Undertaker,
For? That ain't gonna happen.
Ultimate Warrior.
All right, dude, let's not talk that way about the dead.
Well, what? I'm just saying, it'd be if he was still around. That I know who it would be. Hulk Hogan.
Are we gonna be realistic? Or are we gonna be in fantasy world? That's not even really fantasy world, really.
Listen here, brother. We're gonna take it real slow. You saw the leg drop. I'll fall to the Claymore. Oh, it's called the Claymore? My bad, brother.
Oh, you get that wrong. Leg drop, I'm gonna pin you for 1, 2, 3, and Hulkamania still runs wild. That's it, brother. Let's go get some beers and or whatever he does. You think Hulk Hogan would take the pinfall? No, can't do that.
Yeah, maybe not. I mean,
that was not his idea.
Oh, speaking of respect for the dead, did you see that Edge was on TV prior to WrestleMania wearing a John Huber Forever shirt?
No.
Yeah, he paid homage to John Huber. Awesome for him for doing that.
No, that's cool. I didn't even realize that. No, that's cool.
I do like Edge as a person, even though I disagree with what he did to Matt and Lita. But you know,
honestly, if you want to know my true feelings about all that, he's a great performer, but I lost all respect in actually I did personally. I haven't come to grips on saying, okay, well, whatever. You know, I know Matt. You know, he's moved on obviously, and you know, he got a wife and a couple kids, one on the way. You know, he got his life that he wanted. And probably may have found obviously the better woman for him. But ever since that happened, I guess it's a personal issue too with Edge. You know, myself, as I just don't care for what happened there. That's it, honestly. So I can respect the guy's entering ability. Other than that, I have nothing there. So I
listened to an interview where people asked Matt about that because they saw that he was hanging out with Edge again and whatnot, and he said, you know, when all that went down, Edge was in a real dark place, and he goes, ever since he got out of that and actually met Beth, he became a completely different person, things like that, which I can kind of see that being a valid response to that, because sometimes it is about who you're around changes you as a person. Whether it be
absolutely.
for the good or the bad.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get that point of dark place, meet the person that makes better. I just don't like. I just don't. That was just something I just lost respect. That's all. I'm
saying you're wrong for losing respect for him at all. I am not saying that at all. I think the fact that one, he seems to be more of a genuine person now, and what I mean by that is I can't explain it besides what I've seen. How he portrays his character now on TV is a little bit different than what he did back in the day.
Yeah, absolutely. He's evolved it. He's got more into the game. That's where I respect that. You know, he's matured as a performer. You know, you see that. Well, that's a good thing too. Obviously, and he has to have that.
Yeah, and I just, it's weird because it seems like he's not even rated R superstar anymore, and I think that has a lot to do with who he became as well. And the fact that he would wear a John Huber Forever shirt to kind of draw more attention to who John Huber was as a person, not Luke Harper, it just to me rings that this dude is not who he was in 2006, I think it was 2005, right around there. So yeah. that's where I'm at with it.
2006, 7. Yeah, 2006 was 2007. One of those 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I was getting at. I just think it's he might have became a better person because of that, and you know, I can understand losing respect for him. I absolutely can. I just think it's a different spot now. I think he's not the same. We're gonna be killing kayfabe here. He's not the same Adam Copeland that he was back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely can. Excuse me. I can understand being a dark place. Been there, still going my own. I mean, we all do as human beings. Can't say so. I say we all. I know people don't have necessarily darkest points in their life, because they can keep. But we all have spots in our life where it's tough, and some of us have darker areas that we go through. I can understand that completely. Especially, I went through it myself in 2020, this different situation. But he made a mistake, but it's if Matt can say, hey, you know what, whatever, let it go, and we all found our better life now. Hey, I can respect that. I actually can. I just going back, but like I said, a few minutes ago, just but as a performer, he's a great performer. Absolutely, he's matured, and that's good.
Yep, and again, that's why I can understand your perspective from back in the day. Is this as someone that's dealt with very similar stuff that Matt Hardy did? It's one of those where it's like I could be very wrong in this, but I just don't really hold it against Edge anymore.
There's something that Lita said years ago when this was going on. It's like I guess apparently, I obviously I don't want to go discuss on a relationship that obviously I didn't go through. Didn't know nothing going on with it. It's not my business, but I guess to her, she was talking about they didn't have, I guess, much in common, except for wrestling. I don't know. I did not live that relationship, so I don't know what you're thinking. Oh, Mark's, saying about this. Like, no, I just going by what she had said. The better the result with that would just say, hey, it ain't working out, and that's it. But it is what it is. It happened years ago, and that's pretty much, like I said, I respect the guy's performer. But yeah, it's tough when you're going through dark period in your life. It's tough, and it's you gotta grow and mature, and that's good that things have gotten better for all people involved. I don't know what's going on with Lita, but I mean, I guess she's doing okay too.
Yeah, well, you and I talked about this before. I watched some gaming YouTubers, and recently, Lita, it was Lita, what was her name? She just got let go by WWE. Zelina Vega and one other former diva, I can't remember which one, were actually playing a game with a couple YouTubers I watched. It was funny because Zelina was going by her real name, which is Thea Trinidad.
Yeah.
And Lita was going by her name, which her character that she collected literally said Amy Dumas. So I'm listening to them talk. They're like, well, I think Amy, because the game is the Among Us where you're supposed to kill crewmates. And someone's like, oh, yeah, I think Amy did this. And she goes, whoa. I was a bad person on TV. Does not mean I'm a bad person in real life. And I'm like, oh, shit. Okay.
That's funny. Yeah.
So,
anything she got to add?
there was one of the things you wanted to talk about, actually.
Oh yeah, my bad. You said that now. It rung in my bell. So the possibility of you think is the possibility of AEW doing business with WWE?
That's actually wasn't referring to, but yes, that's another valid point. It's not going to happen. Vince McMahon is one of those people. He's fuck everybody else essentially, and there's no to quote his theme song. There's no chance in hell that he's going to do any sort of business with AEW. Might he pursue it with New Japan? Maybe, but unlikely. I know Khan and Omega and maybe even Jericho are open to the idea of doing stuff with WWE, but that's absolutely not going to happen.
My perspective is Yeah, in wrestling business, I mean, life in general, but wrestling business, as an old saying goes, that a lot of people that are listening to this as well will know this. In the wrestling business, you never say never.